Man, when I put on that helmet, you know, you had like the goggles and everything that like shaded you. It was like nobody could see me, so I could be anything I wanted. And that was, to me, I could pretend that I was those guys that I looked up to. I could, like, you know, I could be like Jeremy McGrath and Jeff Emig and stuff like that back then. And, you know, that's what I loved about the sport, is that, yeah, I was having fun, but it was my chance where I could be anybody. And that's what really, you know, got me hooked on the sport. Is that, you know, as long as I kept my helmet on, you know, all the fans, everything cheered and everything, and then, you know, once you get older, you kind of grow out of all that. And we got started in the motocross when I was 8, and I don't know, I've just always been in the driving stuff. Like when I was 2, I started driving go-karts, and we were actually supposed to start racing those, and they opened up a motocross track in between the go-kart track, and my dad was like, "Do you want to do those?" And I was like, "Well, man, you can jump those." I was like, "Heck yeah!" I was like, "Let's do those." So yeah, we got started into racing when I was 8, and you know, I was real. You know, once it clicked, I was about 12 years old, and then I had a few years where everything was going really well, and I got offered some really good deals. Once I was 16, I decided I was going to turn pro, and the first race, I got 3rd, and got a really good paycheck for, you know, especially to be 16, and that instantly, you know, it was probably the worst thing that ever happened in my life, because then everything became about the money, and my performance just went down big time. And, you know, I was trying to win, I wanted to get the paycheck, and I really lost the love for it for a while. Then I decided I was going to get into freestyle, and I had a trick that I was working on to take the X Games, and I really kind of destroyed my body trying that in the foam pit over and over. I'll tell you, man, I'm about to turn 23, and I feel like I'm like 70. Like I've broken just about every bone in my body. I've torn, you know, more ligaments, more muscles. I mean, it's the part of motocross that I can't stand. It's just the impact, you know, and now the level of competition is so high that you take a rider like me who, I mean, like decent, you know, like a decent rider, and you go to these pro races like the outdoor nationals, and they make you look stupid. Like they're running like 15-second faster lap times than you. And, you know, motocross they got ranked #1 most physically demanding sport in the world again this year. And it's just because the sport, just like any other one, has evolved so much. You're basically doing a 40-minute sprint using every muscle in your body, like sprinting for 40 minutes. And I mean, I can't sprint for 40 minutes. So I opened up a motocross school so I could help teach people, you know, all the mistakes I made. Hopefully they can get, you know, a little bit farther. I did it at an earlier age, and you know, that kind of went really well. And I just now recently put it all on hold because I'm doing that arena cross season and training full time. So definitely making some better decisions. You know, I had that little rough spot in between, but you know, we're getting things back going again. And you know, people ask me all the time, I mean, you know, like, why aren't you actually like trying to do like any of these outdoor nationals and stuff? And when you go to those, it's really not fun. You know, nobody like really, they get that, man. Everybody like stays to their own pits and everything. Nobody talks. And with arena cross is so fun. You know, we'll go out there and knock each other over the berm and then still be friends afterwards. Outdoor nationals, man, it's like there's so much pressure because there's so much money involved. And, you know, as soon as I lose that love for the sport again, I know I'm going to go right back down to the bottom. So, you know, I have some really good backup plans after racing. It's just, you know, now that I am racing, I would like if I could still have fun with it. So that's why I still do it. You know, I never want to go back to that whole money thing.